All right. Well, Don, that was fun. Uh,
As an experience.
right. Always an experience doing Facebook Lives for me. But let's get right to it, man. Now that people,
Okay.
got to see us not to Facebook Live, now they get to see this video. Don, I've known you for such a long time. You have been such a leader for the chiropractic profession. You're not a chiropractor, but you run this amazing business called Quartermaster Tax. I am a client. I've been blessed to know you and work with you. Tell everybody what R&D tax credits are.
Yeah, so R&D is a lot of people get the misconception, Jay, that they have to wear a lab coat and do, work some type of lab or manufacture something. But the reality is what the DCs are doing inside their practice Monday through Friday is generally, in most cases, is an eligible activity. And so what we do is we actually have a DC on our staff and we interview to find out what happens to a typical week, Monday through Friday, how many patients you see, what type of modalities, what type of treatments, what type of treatment protocols. And so that really is what the IRS is looking for. They're looking for you. What are you doing to improve the patient outcome? And that could be pre and post exams. That could, like I said, a treatment process. But that's really what we do is we evaluate and determine making sure you meet the four-part test, which the two ones we always look at, Jay, is was there a level of uncertainty at the outset? And number two, was there a trial and error process? Those are the two things that move the needle the most. And the big thing there is how much time do you and your staff spend doing that? And secondly, what are the wages that are tied to those who are involved in those activities? And that's how everything's determined from there.
So let's talk about the practical application. We talk about R&D, research and development. You bring in a new piece of equipment, shockwave, decompression, laser, whatever. You do have a certain level of uncertainty about how those outcomes are going to go. You track your outcomes pre-intervention, you track your outcomes post-intervention. We do that naturally as chiropractors. The people that are doing that work, that time is counted essentially. That payroll cost is counted towards those credits. Am I saying that correctly?
Spot on, spot on.
I've watched enough of your webinars, so I'm starting to get the hang of it. I'm not as good as you, but I'm definitely getting the hang of it.
Yeah.
So there's other things that can qualify as well. I mean, even new software can actually qualify for that too. Can you just share why software, not hardware, would? Well, we know hardware would, hard equipment, but why would software be part of this as well?
Yeah, because ultimately, let's use Embody as an example. So Embody is part of a treatment protocol that you're doing with the patient. They have the software at home or on their phone, and they're recording everything. And so because of that, that plays into that treatment process to get that patient better, to improve that patient outcome. So because of that, the when you're doing that and you're bringing it in the investment as well as the time investment, that's what they're going to be looking at is see what are you doing to do that. So as you mentioned earlier, decompression, laser, shockwave. So adding these different on in layers is really where it comes into that trial and error process. And so that maintenance on the back end, which is your software in their process, is really what's going to help too. So
Does EHR software also count?
it does not. No, that's just all tracking stuff. So
Got it. Got it. Okay, cool. Well, Don, I'm going to get to see you in a few weeks. You're going to be at our event. You are a platinum sponsor of ours again this year. Thank you so much for all your support these years. Maybe you could just share with the audience what that experience was like for you last year. How was the empowerment experience for you? Seeing all the people and experiencing the speakers and the content. Just share the vibe.
yeah, I mean, just in the name empowering, that's the way I would put it. Well, I mean, going there and hearing, of course, the speakers, hearing you speak, and just the whole focus on how to grow your practice. We go to a lot of state events, we go to a lot of events around the country, and not there's very few that are all about growing the practice. It's all about, getting your CE and things like that there. So it's refreshing. It really is refreshing to go to your event because you're high energy. Of course, you got great ideas. Last year, a lot about AI and stuff, which is a hot topic. So I really, really enjoy it. I encourage everyone who's watching this, make sure you get scheduled to come up to DC. It's a blast, first class. Of course, they do a great job up there, Jay and all of his team. So I would highly, highly encourage you. Do not want to miss this here because if you want to see your practice grow, you need to be at the event in December, pardon me, in DC.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And all the attendees, all the success partners, sponsors like you guys, the speakers, it's really the group of people that makes it the event that it is. And just for everybody who's out there listening, we're going to cover 4 important areas of your business. We're going to be talking about talent acquisition and management and leadership. That's going to be done by Dr. Alan Miner. We're going to be talking about operations and data to help you drive better decisions to grow your business. That's going to be Dr. Corey Frogley. Then we're going to be talking about marketing. Dr. Matt Loop is like the best when it comes to social media and digital marketing. And then I'm going to be talking about the use of AI as it relates to clinical care delivery, retention, adherence, and driving more revenue into your practice. Each one of the speakers is going to be focused on AI and technology because we know how fast these things are moving, and we want to make sure that chiropractic does not get left behind. So if you want to get in the game, you need to get in the game. Make sure you click on the link below and join us April 25th in Washington, D.C. Don, thank you so much for all your support all these years. So excited to have you back again this April,
Thank you, Jay.
and I get to see you soon.
All right, buddy. Take care. Have a good day.
Peace.